All right, so we are live, and I am extremely excited to bring you Egghead from the Batman Classic TV series lineup. And here's a look at the back of the packaging. Egghead, an excellent likeness of the actor Vincent Price, the legendary Vincent Price, probably one of my favorite actors of all time. Now, if you're a person my age, chances are good that your introduction to Vincent Price wasn't through any of his movies. No, no, no. It was through his presence as doing the rap in Michael Jackson's hit song Thriller, which is a very much of a Halloween tradition of mine to this day. I tend to watch that one every year once Halloween rolls around. I remember renting the VHS of Thriller when I was a kid from the video store, and it had the video itself and the behind the scenes of the making of Thriller, which is like longer than the actual video itself. So that's pretty funny. So I got more stuff. I got Black Manta over here. I'm gonna put him on my stack of Mcfarlane figures to be opened soon. I'm gonna probably get on those starting after I do this guy, Lord Deathman. So I'm definitely going to buy more of these in the future, so you can look forward to more of these videos in the future. But these are the last two of these that I have out of the latest batch. I did order the Riddler on Amazon. I was like eBay. I got the Riddler on eBay, but I got him loose, so it's not going to be an unboxing video. But I will do a video where I talk about the Riddler eventually. But today we're going to do Egghead. So apparently the glue has come kind of loose on this one, so he's not. This is one where they didn't put a whole lot of glue on here. So let's go ahead and open them up. Might as well. I mean, we've been over this packaging before. Mcfarlane tends to be kind of samey with their packaging throughout their lines, but I do really like this packaging. I like this design, and of course, we already looked at the image of Egghead on the back, which is the digital render that the figure is based off of. I don't know why some of these have pictures of the actors and some of these have pictures of the digital render. And I put my X-Acto knife in this box, which is a box that I have all my paints and everything that I had set up. So I brought this desk over from my old place, so I've got a desk now. And previously, I just had everything kind of MacGyvered together on this weird little stand, and I didn't even know what it was. So I had a shelf on top of the stand. It was very wobbly, and but it was adequate to have my computer set up for that time. So he does indeed come with two of these automatopoeias, as these often come with, and I love the fact that these are egg specific. These could both be egg sounds. So we have splat, you can imagine like an egg splattering, and we have crack, which I think would be self-explanatory as to why these are egg specific ones. And unlike the other ones where they're different colors from each other, like these are the exact same color. So it's a light blue, eggshell blue background. I guess robin's egg, that's the color, with yellow, like a very yolky sort of yellow. So they definitely went out on those on the egg references for that. So let's go ahead and extract the figure from the package. And of course, it's got the double-sided tabs that I hate, and those fell on the floor. So I'll have to pick those up later, and then pop him right out. And an excellent likeness of the actor Vincent Price with that large dome bald cap on there. Give him that nice egg shape to his cranium. You imagine like an upturned egg with like the the big side towards the top. That was what they were going for, was that kind of shape. And he's got the typical Egghead outfit, eggshell white suit with a yolky yellow shirt and some yellow trim to the suit. And he's got this interesting looking tie that looks rather like a fried egg. I'm pretty sure the button in the middle is supposed to be yellow, so it looks more like a fried egg. He's a character that's like, since he's wearing pretty much all white and yellow, he's getting really washed out on the camera. But there actually is a lot of good detail to this figure. He does have the stripes down the side. I believe that this figure is entirely an original sculpt. So let's go ahead and compare him with the Joker, because I know if there was one figure that would share some parts with this guy, it would be the Joker, since they're both wearing kind of similar suits to begin with. And looking him over, I don't think there's any shared parts with the Joker. Although some parts are similar. He does have kind of similar shoes. It wouldn't surprise me if maybe they based him off the same sculpt, but it's not the same mold. He does not have the stripe sculpted in. The Joker doesn't. Egghead does. And yeah, all these parts are original, I think. I think everything on Egghead is actually original. So that's pretty cool. So, and the Joker has like a bit more like wrinkling to like his pants legs. Egghead's pants are more cleanly pressed, which makes sense for the character. So, you know, it's nice that they did that, actually. I like that. So let's have a look at his articulation. So the arms move up about so far. So not as high as some of these other classic TV series figures have done, but pretty high. He does have a fairly pliable tailcoat, so that'll help if you want to send him in a chair or something. Like the like I was saying about those lunchbox figures with the Penguin and the Joker. Neither one of them, both of them had the sort of the very rigid sort of tailcoat, so they'd be kind of difficult to sit down in a chair. And his arms are like really stiff, but they do rotate all the way around, as you can see. So there we go. It's pretty standard as far as that goes. Single jointed elbow bends about that far, and of course that does rotate all the way around, although it's a little gummy right now, so it's going to need to loosen up. The wrists rotate all the way around. It looks like his shirt cuffs are sculpted onto his hands. So unlike Two-Face, where I said they could have used his hands on Commissioner Gordon instead of the Joker hands, there's no way they could have used these Egghead hands for Commissioner Gordon. His shirt cuffs are too long. Let me see if I can get focus in on those shirt cuffs a little bit. Like I said, Egghead, I think in terms of his visual design, in terms of his wardrobe, was very much along the lines of the Joker and the Penguin, with this kind of almost formal kind of suit. But it's a very original design to it. You see the buttons are placed in an interesting way. He's got a little pocket square in there, a little yellow pocket square. It's all yellow and white. It's all egg colors. This guy was obsessed with eggs. That was his thing. So, and he was also like a brilliant criminal mastermind. Batman himself said that Egghead was probably the most intelligent criminal he had ever faced. So, pretty cool. And of course, played by the brilliant actor Vincent Price, who was having a ball doing this show. There's a story about when in the climactic fight of that episode, he was supposed to smash an egg into the top of Robin's head, and apparently the crew wasn't too happy with Burt Ward at that time, so they were like, instead of just the one egg, they were like, give him a dozen. And Vincent Price was only too happy to do so. So yeah, that was a thing that happened. And let's have a look. Let's have a look at him again with the Joker, and you can see that those are completely different parts. The Joker's got a little more wrinkle, a little more of a baggy sort of look to his suit. And we can see that, again, the Joker is one of the tallest figures in line. So he's about maybe a quarter of an inch taller than Egghead. And to compare him to another Batman villain in terms of height, that's about how he stacks up against Mr. Freeze. And while I'm comparing heights of the villains, let's see him against the Penguin. And of course, the Penguin being the shortest of the Batman villains, at least in terms of this series, we can see that like his head comes up just a little bit above even the top of the Penguin's top hat. And why not? Well, while we got our villains out, we'll go and compare it with Two-Face as far as height goes. And then we got to get a shot of we got all the villains, and we got Robin, so we got to get a shot of him with Batman as well. So there's the Topps trading card Batman. There's the two Catwomen. Egghead never teamed up with Catwoman on the show, unless you count the cameo appearances of the characters on Dr. Cassandra on that episode, the enchanting Dr. Cassandra, and then you had all the villains, but none of them were played by the actual actors. They were all played by stunt people. But Egghead did have a little bit of a cameo in that episode, played by an unknown stuntman. I don't know who the stuntman. And there's the actual single-carded Adam West Batman versus Egghead. Very cool. So this is one of the figures I was most excited about when I first saw him. And I saw him once at Target and couldn't afford to pick him up at the time. So, when I started picking these up in earnest, I saw him on Amazon for like nearly $40. And I was like, yikes, that's that's a little excessive. But thankfully, I was able to find this guy for just a couple of bucks above retail on eBay. So I didn't have to shell out a whole lot of money for him. So yeah, pretty happy with Egghead. That leaves us with one more of these to open that I have so far, which will be Lord Deathman, and I'm going to open him tomorrow. And I know a lot of you don't know who Lord Deathman is, but I'm gonna tell you about him tomorrow. So he's got an interesting history, and while he never actually appeared on the 1966 television series, he does have some connections to it that I find interesting anyway. So I'll be talking a little bit about that tomorrow. Probably not this early, because this is pretty early for me to be up. But I've actually had like the past couple of days off, and I've been trying to get a lot of stuff from my house, from my old house into my new place, and that's been kind of my thing that I've been dealing with lately. So I did most of that. That was mostly what I was doing yesterday. I got this desk set up, so I'm pretty happy with how the desk is set up. And then, I've kind of been sleeping like irregularly. Like I think I've gotten plenty of sleep, but I would just sleep at like weird times. So I usually sleep at weird times, but like this is weird even for me. So I just got up like a little bit ago, and I figured I'd go ahead and do some stuff, and I would go ahead and get the Egghead video shot before I got started on any of that. I want to try to get my TV set up as best as possible, and get all that done. Get some more shelves put up. Try to, get some more stuff on display. So, but that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure that you like and subscribe. All the fun YouTube stuff down below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Egghead and Vincent Price. What are some of your favorite performances of Vincent Price? I know the thing he's probably best known for would have been those Roger Corman, Edgar Allan Poe movies in the 1960s. Those were quite excellent. He was quite good in them. I mainly remember him, besides Batman and besides Thriller, the other thing that immediately comes to mind is Edward Scissorhands, which was his final role, in which he played the mad scientist who creates Edward Scissorhands. Yeah, he wasn't really that mad. I mean, kind of eccentric, obviously, but but it was his final performance, and he got to work with Tim Burton, who was a big admirer of Vincent Price, and it's nice that they were able to work together for their last movie. And it was the kind of macabre character you think of being associated with Vincent Price, but also kind of a gentle and very sympathetic kind of character. And you're very sad when he passes away in that movie. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this episode. We will talk to you next time. Bye. And stream.